That's
Yeah,
what
and
we would
look
do.
that way.
Okay.
Yeah. Today, we're gonna work our way right around this little pillar here, and we're gonna return right back to where we are, hopefully. If we don't get lost. Okay, do we have anybody take a lunch?
I left my snacks above ground.
Oh, well, we better find our way back, okay. Watch your head here now, guys, it's a low boom.
And I hit my hand.
You need fresh air to breathe, you need fresh air to move your gases, dilute your gases. So what do? Well, they set a big fan up on the surface, and that blows down the fresh air. But you've got to direct that air where you want it to go. If this here stopping wasn't here, all the air would go in this section, and the rest of the pit would fill up with gas. So they build, it's like a restrictor. You just leave so much go in here. Now when you build something like this, of course you've got to build a door because people got to go in and out. You've got to get your coal out. This is where the young boys would be working. Those young boys I told you about, 8, 9, 10 years old, would be every stopping like this with a door, could be a young boy here and he'd be sitting on the box. And at this time, 18th century, he wouldn't have a light like I got. They weren't invented yet. And that big light that's behind us there, that wouldn't be there because there's no electricity in the mines at this time. He's sitting here by himself. He was all alone. He started out with a candle, little candle on the saucer, on the rib. That was his light. And then they invented this carbine lamp. It looked like a little teapot. Hooked on his hat, soft hat. He never had a hard hat like we got. Looked like a little teapot with the wick sticking out of the spout. And that was his light. And that was open flame. And he'd be here. And sometimes that would blow out. And he'd be here in the dark until somebody came along and lit him up. The two miners would probably drop him off here in the morning. They'd go in to mine the coal, and he'd be here opening and closing his door. He would mostly keep the door closed, because if it was left open, well, I mean, he had a pretty important job, although he was only a young boy. If he had left the door open and the air short-circuited, the pit's going to fill up with gas. So this was his job. Horses would haul the coal. When the horses come in. All the tours that I do all summer, and the young boys are on the tour with me, and I try to get one of them to come work for me for 65 cents for 12 hours. I've never got one yet.
$5 now.